Okay, good morning. Today is day 16 of my energy drink withdrawal program, so it's T-minus 14. I have about 2 more weeks left. It's 8:30 in the morning, May 11th, 2013. Take a sip here. So, for the next day or two, I'll still be hovering around the 1 cup of coffee mark. 100 milligrams of caffeine in here. And so the next 2 weeks will be where I'll be dipping below 1 cup of coffee. Got through yesterday okay. I didn't sleep that well last night. One of the things I'm doing when I feel the urge to drink caffeine, I've mentioned this in other videos, is I'm drinking like Kool-Aid or something, sweetened drink. And I think that's okay, and I'll probably continue to do that. Just sort of substituting one vice for another, sugar for caffeine. But I also mentioned I have acid reflux, and one of the reasons I'm trying to quit caffeine is because it messes that up. So I get a lot of acid in my stomach, and sugar sort of does the same thing, unfortunately. So I think my sleep was disrupted a little bit just from acid stomach, related probably to sugar rather than caffeine, but no, it's just the day-to-day variations. I'm trying to drink this here. So I may be a little fragmented because I didn't get that great a night's sleep last night. Okay, so I'm reading this book now, Buzz, The Science and Lure of Alcohol and Caffeine. It's not that long a book, it's about 200 pages. The first 100 pages are about alcohol, and so that's what I read yesterday. And the next 100 pages are about caffeine. And alcohol isn't really part of this series, but I'll say a few words about it. Well, for me, basically, there are 4 substances or drugs or ingestible things that are freely available and people have trouble with. There's alcohol, caffeine, nicotine, and sugar. And I like all of them, actually. I like to drink, I'll drink beer, wine, whiskey, mixed drinks. I smoke cigars occasionally. I like to smoke a cigar and have a port or something, or pipe even. I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't inhale. And sugar, I like sugar. And caffeine, I like sugar too. The reason this whole series is about caffeine is I am not addicted. I don't consider myself addicted to any of the other things. It's not like I have to have them every day. I can go weeks without smoking a cigar or even having a drink. But I have to have caffeine every day. So that's why I'm concentrating on the caffeine thing. I mean, one other reason a few weeks ago, I had sort of this moment where I decided I had to quit. I went over to a friend's house. I had a couple of energy drinks, and then we ate, and then we were drinking wine, and then afterwards we had a cigar and some whiskey, and then his fiance brought out all these sweet cakes and things, and so I basically had everything all in one day. And that night, which was about a month ago or so, I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. I mean, my body was just like zooming, and that's when I said I really have to do something about at least one of these. And I thought the energy drinks were the thing that actually laid the base for everything else. Okay, so anyway, this book concentrates on 2 of those things, alcohol and caffeine. And the first part is about alcohol. And it's pretty good. This is sort of a more technical book than the other books, and sort of gets into the chemistry of stuff a little bit, so it may be a little specialized, but not too bad. And it's pretty readable. And they talk about how alcohol, like caffeine, is a waste product of yeast, basically digesting sugars, and it spits out alcohol, which is a poison to the human body, just like caffeine is. And it sort of follows, like if you're taking a drink, it follows what goes on. So it goes down into your stomach, and then there's some molecules that attack it basically in the stomach, alcohol dehydrogenase, I think it was called. And so that takes out a bunch of the alcohol. By the way, the ethanol is the form of alcohol that gets us drunk. So it gets sort of attacked in the stomach by the alcohol dehydrogenase. It basically chops it in half, but some of it still gets through and gets down into your intestines, and then it absorbs into your bloodstream, goes to the liver, and the liver is where a lot of impurities and things get fixed, and there's more alcohol dehydrogenase in there, and so that gets rid of a lot more. And basically, if you drink more than one drink an hour, it's like one beer or one wine or one mixed drink, your body can basically handle all the alcohol, all that poison that gets in here, all the ethanol gets taken care of. If you drink more than one drink an hour, and that's just roughly the case, depends on whether you're male or female, small or big or whatever, then it gets into your bloodstream, and then you sort of get drunk or intoxicated or high. And then it follows the ethanol up into your brain, and a variety of complex things happen there. It's a very complex drug. It's a small little molecule, and it does things much more it does things akin to like amphetamines, Valium, cocaine, what do you call it, antidepressants, but in a more subtle way. So basically, they're just saying it's complicated with alcohol, which it is. And then you get drunk, and then it also does certain things in your body. Some people think it may even be healthy because it clears out your arteries, particularly drinking red wine, moderate amounts of red wine. I don't want to get too much into the alcohol story, but for some reason this book started with alcohol and then got into caffeine. I'm more interested in the caffeine side. And so, yeah, it was interesting how that works. So what else did they say about alcohol? Also, a certain subset of people become alcoholics. I think it said like 10% of people. Since it is sort of a very complex molecule, subtle changes in a person's physiology could make them more susceptible to becoming an alcoholic. I like to drink, but I don't consider myself an alcoholic. But I could drink pretty significantly if I wanted to, but I don't think about it every day, or I don't have to have it every day. All right, that's about all I'll say about the alcohol for right now. We'll get back to the caffeine. And then I think after I read this, I'm going to try to read a really scary book about caffeine, and then a book that really says caffeine is good. So that way I'll get both sides of it. I gotta stop looking at this. This is distracting, the timer. Okay, so that's it for today. I'm still on the program, and everything seems to be going well. I'm down to about like a cup of coffee a day, and the next 2 weeks should be interesting. We'll see if it works out. Okay, thanks for watching.